G'day YouTube, how the heck are we doing? It is Foul Play here, and welcome back for the fifth and final match of this modern league. We're versing MTG Who Dab, and we have got a couple of no creature hands, so we're going to mulligan. I guess we keep this one with Light Paws. We'll bottom one Hyena Umbra. Probably just Grifspoon after that. We have to hope to like top deck a land drop here, and then we can just go hard on our Light Paws and hope the Light Paws does not get removed. Looks like a potential burn deck splashing Ragavan here. Really don't like the idea of throwing Light Paws out in front of a burn deck, but I don't think we have too much of a choice. We're not guaranteed a land drop next turn. I don't want this Ragavan to get out of control either. Opponent with like main deck Fury, that's really frustrating. Fury exiling Fervent Champion? What on earth is our opponent doing? Human Knight, whenever the Fervent Champion attacks another target knight you control gets +1 until end of turn. Gladecover Scout exiled. That's annoying. That's frustrating. Blood Moon here. Phyrexian mana? Wait, Nahiri. Till end of turn, up to one target creature attacks a player, each combat FA will draw a card, discard a card. Exile target creature or equipment card with mana value less than or equal to Nahiri's loyalty. So it's like a red-white Hammer Time list. Opponent taking our scout there is backbreaking, unfortunately. Alright, so this time Ragavan getting Ethereal Armor, and that's fine by me. Not too concerned about that. We just need a top deck a creature. Our hand is good. We can win from resolving cards out of our hand. That's fine. As long as we dodge things like Blood Moon, we have a chance. Neri on the the +1 effect. Discarding a duplicate Ragavan, and this Fervent Champion just got completely ignored. Hey, look, a Bogle. That's all it takes. Let's go, team. Hyena Umbra on our Bogle. Excellent. So now we can answer Ragavan, right? And this doesn't interact with our enchantments, so that's nice. Nahiri can exile... Oh, that's exiling from your graveyard, apologies. Okay, so they have to discard it, then they exile it, then they create a token copy of it. Apologies, I had that one a little bit wrong. So opponent is attacking in with a Ragavan. If we block, we trade the Hyena Umbra off. There's potential for Engineered Explosives or something in the main deck. I don't know if that's something that they would be up to. I think I just want to let this go through, and once we resolve Daybreak Coronet, they're going to have a very hard time. They exile a Horizon Canopy, a land, so that card's burnt. We find a Bogle off the top. We just jam Daybreak. We can now attack and kill Nahiri, which I guess we'll do, just in case it has some ridiculous antics or something. Alright, so opponent flashes in Solitude for the chump block here. That seems okay to me. I guess they can exile Nahiri, get Solitude back from the graveyard as a token. That also seems fine to me. Maybe we should just ignore Nahiri and start smacking face here. Sword of Fire in the Ice in the main deck from our opponent, and that is going to give protection from blue, so the Slippery Bogle is not going to be able to block the Ragavan anymore. That's pretty wild. So this draws a card every time it hits in. Our Gladecover Scout's going to be more valuable than our Bogles next match. Hey, a Bogle off the top for our opponent. I don't know if they're interested in playing that or not, but maybe. Hey, it looks like they're interested in playing their own Bogle. They want to build their own Bogle here. Alright, so opponent with a plus on the Nahiri. I guess that did nothing. They can't target our creature. So we find a Razorvedge Thicket, and that's going to be a really nice one, because now we can Rancor plus Daybreak Coronet plus attack. And that is something I am definitely about. This all sounds very good to me. Let's ignore Nahiri and just attack our opponent's face. The ultimate on Nahiri doesn't seem that good. We have our opponent dead in 2 attacks anyway, so why delay the inevitable? No blocks from this Slippery Bogle. That's just going to sit off to the side. We're all the way back up to 20 life now. All right, now here's our opponent replaying the Fury from the graveyard. It gets haste. Has that double strike available, ready to go. The active does nothing against us. Go team. Sword of Fire Ice being equipped on that Fury. That's all well and good. That's not going to be enough to beat us though, like, because they can deal 10 damage to us here, and then we just attack and kill on crackback. So unless they've got another Fury in hand, they can somehow get out and all of that sort of stuff, which I don't think is the case. We could die to like triple Lightning Bolt, I guess, or double Lightning Bolt. Maybe that's something they have in their hand. Alright, opponent plays out Fervent Champion, and it does have the activation of equipments. You activate the target Fervent Champion, costs 3 less to activate, so they're going to board this one across. That doesn't matter. The way that trample damage is assigned is I'll assign 3 damage there that will do nothing after they block, and then the other 7 I can trample over the top. It's not an issue. And our opponent concedes. Go team. Alright, so this is the sort of deck our opponent is on. They've got the full set of Fury, the full set of Solitude. Obviously, they get them back from the graveyard with their Nihiris. It is a Boros Stoneblade deck using the Fervent Champion, the Ragavans, the Stoneforge Forge Mystic. We can also see Captain Ranger of Eos and Seasoned Pyromancer, Ephemerate, Blood Moon. There's a whole bunch of goodies in here. In the sideboard, we can expect Wear Tears and Shadow Spear as well, Engineered Explosives, so a little bit of interaction from our opponent against us. Alright, so I don't really think this is the matchup for Light Paws, just given the fact we're not only dodging the Fury, but the Solitude too. So I think we just take out the 4 Light Paws, possibly an Alpha Authority as well. We bring in the Solitudes because it's interaction. We bring in the Force because it's interaction for Blood Moon. We hope they don't hit too many hate cards, and we hit like one piece of interaction where we need it. Alright, so our opponent keeps a 7. We'll keep this 7 with a 1 mana. Pretty weak into Blood Moon, unfortunately. But, I mean, we have a Daybreak Coronet hand on a Bogle deck. That's got to be a good place to start for us, really. Another creature off the top. Alright, well, we did discuss this earlier. The Gladecover Scouts are going to be slightly more value because of the Sword of Fire and Ice. I'm going to opt into blocking with this Slippery Bogle to get Ragavan off the table. This is going to potentially be bad if we miss our land drop and our opponent just slams the Blood Moon anyway. If they have Blood Moon in hand, they sort of just cast it off the Ragavan trigger regardless. So let's go ahead and offer this trade here. I think given the context of our hand, that's perfectly reasonable. Another scout off the top. Well, we got all the creatures that are gonna dodge that Sword of Fire and Ice. Oh, goodness. All right, land next turn, thank you. Uh-oh, opponent fetching out the Plains off the Arid Mesa, playing the Sword of Fire and Ice, phew, dodging the Blood Moon. Thank Jeebers for that. All right, well, see Force of Vigor off the top. That seems reasonable. No need to like start activating that or anything yet. Still no land drop, so we're just chilling for the minute. And opponent plays another land and nothing else. Interesting stuff. We see a Sentinel's Eyes off the top. That seems slightly better than the Griff Spoon, so let's go ahead and cast that one. Attack for 3 damage. My guess is my opponent's going to look to hardcast a Fury or Solitude next turn. They're just biding time until then. Evoking Solitude end step. Doesn't this still exile? Or they've got the Ephemerate, I guess, so this won't exile. Yeah, there's the Ephemerate. So exiling Ephemerate, the second Ephemerate comes down here. Sure. Alright, there's the Ephemerate on rebound. It'd be interesting if they've got another Solitude in hand they want to cheat into play. Looks like they don't. Equipping the sword. And they're going to attack, start gaining a lot of life. I mean, we just go ahead and blow up this Sword of Fire and Ice. Exiling a Scout. we get a free block on the Solitude. And our opponent concedes, so we take 3-2. That's pretty good. All right, so we finished 3-2. Easily could have been 4-1 if we fetched right land against Rhinos, right? Playing around that Blood Moon with our second land drop, then reaching like turn 7 without hitting a second land drop and drawing double Daybreak Coronet after fetching a basic forest off Windswept Heath. If that was off of Wooded Foothills, pardon me. If that was a Windswept Heath, we definitely would have searched out the plains and that wouldn't have been an issue. If we searched out the Temple Garden as well, we would have been able to resolve the Daybreak Coronet and we would have won also. So maybe a little bit of an inconsistency there. Pardon me, an inaccuracy there, not an inconsistency, inaccuracy. So I honestly think the configuration of the main deck is pretty good. The only thing I don't like is when we top deck Alpha Authority, and we seem to do that quite a lot. There's no light pause on the battlefield. Like, this is a one-of because we want to tutor off a Daybreak Coronet or something so that light pause sticks around. I think that we did that once, but I think we naturally drew Alpha Authority like maybe 3 or 4 times in the entire league, which was pretty bad rolling of the dice if you ask me. But yeah, I think as far as the deck is concerned, this is better placed in Modern than the Bant variant that I was mucking about with for a while there. There's just really no reason to move away from this good stuff that we got going on with the Sentinel's Eyes, with the Spider Umbra, and with the Light Pause, like comboing out for a turn 3 kill potentially against a Tron deck, right? Gaddock Teeg didn't see a huge amount of use. Chalice of the Void saw a little bit of use. Force of Vigor, Solitude, and Leyline of Sanctity all saw use. So Gaddock Teeg's still important against those Indomitable Creativity decks, against those Tron decks. Actually, I think I probably boarded this in against the Serum Powder deck. So I think all our sideboard cards saw use, actually, so that's pretty nice. Well, thank you all for watching. Be sure to let me know what you thought of the video in the comment section below. Thought it was a pretty good league, so hope you all enjoyed it as well. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm, by the way. Till next time, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you then.